Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Ark Survival Ascended. And today, I have with me over here somewhere. Hold on, where'd he go? Here he is. I have with me a 140 Edmontonia that I ended up finding, and I decided to try and tame it. Now, I ended up finding something interesting. You can't actually try and tame these things if your torch has a cosmetic on it for whatever reason, so I had to take the skin off in order to actually start the taming process, but there we go. Alright, now I can go ahead and now I can put it back on. But yeah, so I want to tame this guy up to start working on getting some Sparkpowder. It's been really annoying having to just make that all by grinding stone into flint, since there isn't really a good flint harvester on Val. Fortunately, they don't have fasolas here. There we go. Oh, we didn't lose any effectiveness, right? No. Alright, perfect. Really easy kill, and okay, yeah, it didn't take too much damage, so I won't even need to feed him veg cake yet. But yeah, so want to tame this guy up, give me a bunch of spark powder so I can start making more bullets, because I want to go ahead and run the Broodmother cave pretty soon. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that next episode. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to tame an Asidon. Hopefully the taming method isn't too difficult. That's coming out. It's not out yet, but it should be out by the time next episode would be ready. So I'm hoping that that can be the next episode, assuming it doesn't get delayed, which is a possibility. So fingers crossed that it doesn't get delayed. But I'm planning to do that as well as get the Broodmother cave done. Unfortunately, after that, I think I'm going to have to start turning down how often I can get these episodes out, simply because I'm running out of ideas to go ahead and just make episodes on. It's difficult trying to come up with a bunch of different things to fill in. I'm trying to get about 5 a week, about every day except for Monday and Friday, and it's just been really difficult to come up with ideas, and I don't know, I feel like I'm not making the stuff that I really would like to be making. I'd like my stuff to have a bit more meaning than, oh, I just need something to put out today because I set a schedule that doesn't really work. Unfortunately, Ark really isn't a game where schedules are easy to work with. It requires a lot of time to be put in, so being able to make 5 episodes a week is just a bit more than I think I can handle right now. So yeah, I'm gonna have to turn that down, and I'm not exactly sure how often I'll be able to get stuff. I'm hoping maybe 3 times might be able to work, but it's probably really just going to be whenever I can come up with something that I can really make it work. Fortunately, I did want to tame in Edmontonia, and while it definitely would make for a shorter episode, it's one that I felt I need to make anyway because I kind of need one of these guys. Also, I did end up getting a new Rhino. It's not nearly as good as my old one. I think its weight stat is worse because I think it inherited from the Wild Mother, but I really struggled getting it. I had to take out a lot of extra males and females before I finally got a good one, and it really just was not giving me cravings that I could go ahead and satisfy. But I do have the Wild Mother still trapped, so I can go back later on. Hold on. There we go. Okay, we didn't lose any effectiveness. That's good. But I do still have it trapped, so I might try and get some more, but I was able to get another one, so once I tame this guy up, I want to go ahead and use my Rhino as well as him to go harvest a bunch of metal. Unfortunately, all my flak ended up breaking while I was getting that Rhino, and I don't have the metal to repair it, which is why I'm in my ghillie right now. So I decided that it's perfect timing to go ahead and get in Edmontonia, and I was getting rather impatient on not having one of these things. Making spark powder is just really annoying if you don't really have one, or something like a Sola, which unfortunately isn't on this map. But yeah, so just gonna quickly tame this guy up. And unfortunately, he keeps he keeps spawning things in really inconvenient spaces. Let's see, what is this? Oh, it's an owl. Oh no, it's a saber. There's just a wild owl down here. I'll just go ahead and fix that. There we go. Where's it? There we go. I really do like these things, and I'm hoping that one day I can eventually go ahead and use it to fight a boss, but I don't think I'm going to have time to go ahead and do that with Grendel. I'm hoping to be able to get Elder Claws to do it. I might try it with Deinonychus, but unfortunately without good saddles, I honestly don't think Deinonychus are going to be able to pull it off, but we'll see. Move to a different location, okay. Oh, yeah, no, this is a really bad spot. I'm also hoping that if the Evo Fairy comes out in time, I might try and quickly mutate those. I'll have to go really fast, as currently they're planned for, I think, next week, and I'm kind of running out of time before Lost Colony comes out, so we'll see if I can manage to get them mutated in time. I'm hoping I can, but I'm not exactly expecting it, so we'll see. But that's a slight plan. I need to make sure I actually have a good fairy saddle, just in case. I don't think I have a good blueprint, so I don't know. I've heard that fairies are a really good method to take out Grendel, so I figured that an Evo Fairy would only be even better. Oh goodness. This one might take a while. I probably should have given him a veggie cake. Oh well. Yeah, so those are the plans coming up. I do want to be able to finish up this week, though, full of episodes, with the exception of the weekend. I'll go ahead and leave that out. But yeah, I think I have a good plan for 3 of them, that being the Edmontonia, the Osidon, and then the Broodmother Cave. Those are 3 things I really want to get done. The only other thing I can really think of that I want to do would be taming a Giganophis, but honestly, they are so incredibly rare. I've really struggled to find any of them, aside from... I've really struggled to find any more aside from the 2 I ended up killing when I was searching for them originally, so... Might be a little bit difficult to get to that point, but I'd really like to be able to get one to help with the Mega Raptors, which I actually have good stats for them. I'm just waiting on traits, and I only need a good weight stat for Deinonychus now. I have all the traits and the rest of the stats, but I want a good weight stat because their weight is just honestly awful. And I like carrying around a lot of stuff, and that just means that I get really heavy, and it's pretty easy for me to encumber something like a Deinonychus. Alright, this should be the last creature. Oh yeah, if it's a Serrata, we'll definitely... This should definitely be the last one. Let's see. Yep. Perfect. Alright. Let's just quickly check his stats. Nothing great. Mostly oxygen. I really don't need a scuba Edmontonia, but... I guess that's what I got. Oh well. I do want to quickly go back and take him to the metal location by the base, just to see how he can do harvesting things. I may also check to see if there's any on my way back. I might just check them to see if I can get another good one. I wouldn't mind an imprinted one. They're pretty common here on Val, and they seem to respawn relatively quickly, but just been having really bad luck. It took me a while to find that one. I've been hunting them down for a little bit, but I guess it didn't take too long. I've definitely had worse, but it wasn't exactly as fast as I'd hope. I guess I like having max levels just spawn in front of me at every turn, but unfortunately Ark does not like to give that to me, so yeah, I will quickly head home, grab the Rhino, and I'll have to give the Edmontonia his saddle, and then we'll see how good it is at harvesting metal and crystal and obsidian. Alright, back at home, I'm just gonna leave the Wyvern here, and I believe my Rhino should be over here in my box. Yeah, there he is. So we can go ahead and take him out, and yeah, I already have the Edmontonia saddle on me. because I just got this guy is still really low level, so I'm hoping that I can go ahead and give him a bunch of XP with my Drakeling here, but I'm gonna have to go probably kill some more Wyverns in order to do that. Honestly, Wyverns have been a really good way to go ahead and get XP. Pretty easy to kill with the Elemental, but it is a bit risky getting in there, and unfortunately only the ice ones are really easy to get to with an Elemental. The fire ones, the cave just doesn't have good walkways for an Elemental to sit on, so it does limit how much XP I can get. It would be nice if I had an Earth creature that would really work for it, but oh well. Yeah, here we go. If I remember correctly from the first time I tamed these things, they're absolutely amazing at harvesting not just metal, but basically every other mineral you could possibly want. So, just gonna test that out here. They can also harvest while you move, which is really nice compared to Ankies, which can't. Definitely would want to get mineral bearing on this guy. Yeah, almost 150 to 200 obsidian per rock. That's really good, so. And almost 400 metal, and yeah, 250 spark powder per rock. I am on 2 times harvesting, so obviously it's going to be a little bit different if you're on different rates, but it's pretty easy. Just cut it in half for official rates, and yeah, really good way of harvesting up some stuff, and looks like we got an Alpha Rex down there, actually. I might try to take that out. It's not sure. Not really sure what the best option I have would be. I could probably take my Reaper and my Golem and take them down there and combo them. Yeah, I'm already at 3,800 and I only harvested a very small amount of the rocks, so that should be enough to get my flak repaired. I'll have to come back and get more later, so I'll just go ahead and pick him up, transport him back home, and oh yeah, no, my Rhino's got way more weight. I'll just transport him back home, and then I can start smelting the metal, and then we can go kill that Alpha Rex. I'm trying to think if there's anything else at home that I'd like to get. Honestly, I may use my Mega Raptor. I may have my Reaper and my Elemental, and maybe in my Dinosuka set. I think I'll sit on the Mega Raptor itself. I've honestly really been enjoying them, and I'm really hoping that once I mutate them, they'll be really good. I'm hoping that it'll be able to handle. I want to try and have it fight against the Broodmother, but I don't know. It might not be strong enough, especially not with a good saddle. I'm really hoping that they'll eventually add that into the loot pool. I don't know why they didn't. I really don't know why they don't even have Deinonychus saddles in the loot pool. I mean, that was in the Valguero loot pool back on Evolved, so I'm not sure how they managed to not pull that into Ascended. That kind of confuses me, to be honest, but oh well. Actually, you know, I did think about this earlier, so I do want to see if I can just quickly put a blueprint of something to... No, you can only put it on your hotbar. Dang it. I was really hoping that I could put that into a tinkering desk, but I don't think I can. Need to go ahead and pull all the spark powder and stuff in here. And I can make a bunch of gunpowder with it. This Edmontonia, honestly, may be one of the greatest creatures that I've ever seen modded into this game. I've always struggled with harvesting flint. It's always been one of the most annoying things, in my opinion, in this game. So, having a creature that not only harvests flint very well, but also manages to harvest spark powder itself, it's no wonder I love these things so much. And honestly, I think they're just adorable. I mean, look at him. He's just adorable. I love the Ankylosaurus, so I might be a little bit biased, but let's go ahead and take out that Alpha Rex so I can go ahead and get some XP on my Rhino. Yeah, I guess I'll... An Alpha Rex might not actually give my my Drakeling that much, though, especially if I don't get the final blow, so... Oh well. It'll be fine. I may as well just get rid of it. It's a little bit of risk, so... Just toss out these two. And I will just pick you up so you don't get murdered. Alright. I think we should be okay now. Except that my Reaper didn't hear that. There we go. Alright. I'm guessing that we should probably be fine, seeing that I was able to take one of these out with my Reaper when he first was born, but we'll see. Just need to be really careful to stay out of the line of fire. There we go. I wish that these things had a extra bonus to bosses naturally. I feel that they're really powerful and they could be really helpful, but in PvE there's just not a lot of use because creatures normally aren't solitary. So it can be really difficult to go ahead and single out a single creature to go ahead and kill, so... I mean, I guess it's decent for killing alphas, but it's nothing too special. So I think if they had a bit of a proficiency for killing bosses and they did a little bit more damage, then I think that would be really helpful. Even if it's just a way to help you support a boss fight, I think it would be really interesting. This thing's probably almost dead. Looks pretty bloody. Actually, you know what? Here. I'm going to just have them tank for me, and I'm just going to finish it off with my shotgun. A, for the Chibi XP, but also for my Drakeling. Oh goodness, that was almost 10,000. How'd that go for my Chibi? Oh, he's level 2.5 now. I think he was only level 1 before. Big teeth. Uh-oh. Here, you guys can defend yourselves now. There we go. I like that they actually made it so when things are bleeding now, it actually shows the color of their blood. So Reapers bleed the acidic green blood, and things like Harkonos bleed the blue blood. I think that was a really nice addition that they added. My Mega Raptor gain any levels? No. That's fortunate. I'm gonna be using him in the Broodmother Cave, so I like to make sure that he has as much XP as I can. Yes, this one's pretty short, so I guess I could try to go steal some Deinonychus eggs or something. I'm kind of grasping at straws here. Not really sure what else I need to do. I don't really know if there's any more good Edmontonias on the map, and honestly, even if there is, I don't really need one. I think the one that we got's good, but at the same time, this one's really short, so I don't know. I definitely will take this sheep out, though. I need to run low on mutton. Guess I can go drop that off, but I guess I probably shouldn't take a Mega Raptor into a nest full of multiple Deinonychus. That's probably not a really good idea, even if it is relatively strong. I wonder if there's any good ones around here. I haven't seen one in quite a while, so it's me a little bit concerned. Oh well, doesn't matter. I'll go ahead and find some more later. For now, though, I think I'm just gonna head back up and we can go drop off the teeth. And I need to take a look at my look at all my apex drops, and I need to work on breeding these gigas together. But I've been focusing on too many other things. Let's see, what are we looking at in here? Not a lot. Got lots of sauropod vertebrae, sarcos skin, and apparently boa venom. Didn't really know I had much of that, but other than that, we're pretty lacking. I guess I got a decent amount of Tusa tentacles. I guess that'll be helpful for the Grendel fight. I don't know what Apex drops he uses on Alpha, but I don't know. I feel like we got a decent start, seeing that I haven't really been focusing on getting any. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for this one. Sorry it's so short and really meaningless. I really do want to work on making these a bit more meaningful, and I will try to work on that, but unfortunately that does mean I'm not going to be able to upload as much. And I've really just wanted to be able to upload constantly, but I just don't think it's really going to work out. So unfortunately that does mean that I am going to upload less, but hopefully when I do, it'll actually be better, more worth it, and meaningful, and hopefully something that can be just a bit more interesting for you to either watch or listen to while you're doing whatever you need to be doing. I just want to be able to make something that can, if not make you your day a little bit better, at least give you something to have going on in the background while you're doing other things. I know that I like having things to be able to listen to while I'm mutating things and doing other things that I'm supposed to be doing, so it's definitely, I've always wanted to be able to just provide something like that, so I'm hoping that I can actually start making better content, so it's actually more meaningful and more interesting to just have going on in the background, or even just watching in general if you prefer to just physically watch it. I don't really care. As long as it's enjoyable, that's what really matters the most. What am I missing? Ingots. Alright, I'll just have to wait for that. Looks like I'm gonna need to get some more. Anyway, that's for me to handle later. So, anyway, sorry for it being so short, but thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, farewell.